Okay, let's get into this. Joining us now from House Foreign Affairs, Congressman Tim Burchett. And we've got Garrett Exner. Garrett served for 14 years in the U.S. Marines, was a special ops officer with deployments and operational experience in Iraq, Africa, and the South Pacific. Gentlemen, let's first listen to top Biden spokesman John Kirby push back on George Stephanopoulos on the show yesterday on former President Trump, saying Biden's foreign policy is weak. Watch this.
Former President Trump said this morning on Fox News that the world is out of control and laid the blame on President Biden because he said world leaders don't respect President Biden. Your response?
Well, I don't get into election campaign rhetoric. I can't do that. Is that they appreciate the way the president has revitalized our alliances and partnerships and our networks around the world and how we have stood up to aggression.
Congressman, your reaction to that?
With his relationship with Hamas, I mean, what in the actual hell is going on? Is the president negotiating with terrorists? That's apparently what's going on with me. They're saying they're going to release certain hostages that are kept, whether alive or dead. They don't know if these people are alive or dead. This is ridiculous. He has lost total control and in any sense of responsibility by doing this type of negotiations.
Yeah, Garrett, what do you think of that? You know, it's basically, the fear is he's appeasing Hamas terrorists. Also, we have Russia's war in Ukraine, China's growing aggression against Taiwan, and now OPEC Plus is going to keep cutting oil production into next year. That's going to raise gas prices, probably $1 or more.
Yeah, I think President Trump is right that when the Biden administration moves forward, they move forward with a policy of appeasement of all of our adversaries, whether it's Russia, whether it's Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, or even China. And none of that gets the world back in order. All you end up seeing is a world that's more and more on fire every single day.
So, Congressman, what Garrett just said, you know, President Biden's plan for a ceasefire in Gaza, we have Israel is telling NBC Biden's description of the plan is not accurate. It's incorrect. Israel's saying they will not let Hamas stay in power whatsoever. Israel says its objective is to destroy Hamas, but Congressman, Biden says Hamas is depleted, and Israel says emphatically, no, it is not. What do you think?
Well, I would trust Israel in this indication. But I'll tell you, again, if we are negotiating with Hamas, this breaks all the rules that of engagement we've had in the past. You're negotiating with a terrorist organization. Biden comes forth with a plan. It's three-tiered. Nobody really understands what's going on with it. And then he expects the Israelis just to fall in line. And I guess to, in the world court, he will try them once again. And it's just wrong. Hamas came over the border. They kidnapped folks. They raped women. They killed young children. I saw the video myself. Hamas was putting it out to brag. These are savages. They're terrorists. We need to end them. We need to let Israel fight this dadgum war. And the reason they don't respect us is because Donald J. Trump is not in the White House. You know,
Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu will address Congress in coming weeks. So that's what Congress just said. This is about the moral clarity. This is about Iran, which brutalizes its own people, brutalizes men, women, and children, still does public executions. It's about Hamas terrorists who literally brutalized and murdered Israelis in ways we've never seen before. We've seen that 10/7 video. It's hard to unsee it. It'll stay with you if you do see it. So, Garrett, when you hear what the congressman just said, when you hear what this White House is doing and trying to negotiate with Hamas, is that the way to go?
Not at all. I think it shows daylight between Israel and the United States, and that's very unfortunate. Israel wants to destroy a terrorist organization and get their hostages back. The Biden team wants to end this war before the convention in Chicago. That's their goal. And that's why there's such a big separation between the two right now and why they can't get their talking points straight.
So are they going to botch it just like they botched the Afghanistan exit? What do you think, Congressman? Final word.
I think so. Our rules of engagement stink. That's why Netanyahu does not want us on the ground. It will get Americans killed like those 13 brave Americans. And thank you, Garrett. My daddy was 1st Marine Division on Peleliu at Chesty Pullard. God bless you, brother, and thank you. I trust your vision on this a lot more than I do the White House or those man bun wearing group over at the State Department, brother. Thank you.
All right, Congressman Burchett, Garrett Exner, thank you so much for joining us both. That was a great discussion. We'll do it again very soon, we hope.